Today, you will meet Elizabeth, one of Vera's bridal clients.
So, where's your wedding? Puerto Rico.
Modern.
Yes.
High heels?
Yes.
Outside on the beach.
No.
Matthew clearly is on a mission to win.
How well do you know our bride? Let's play Pop the Questions to find out.
Shades of happiness.
The assignment will be to create the ideal shoe for our bride's wedding day.
I think this is like one of the best challenges. I'm going to be the maid of honor of my friend's wedding next summer, so I've been calling her like nonstop, being like, what do you think of this idea, or what do you think of that idea?
This challenge is really exciting, but I'm kind of torn between a couple ideas that I have, but then still trying to stay like traditional wedding.
I think it's pretty up my alley because I'm like, love doing really feminine, girly.
Are you gonna cut into it?
What?
Hello.
Hello.
I was told to be here at 5.
Yeah, well, it's 5:15. Come on.
I don't really feel any more pressure for this challenge than I did for the other two. I mean, like, I don't think winning the first two is changed the way I'm thinking about this one at all, because I'm still gonna give it my all and I'm still gonna try to win this one again. So what I was thinking about doing was taking the kind of structured ruffled detail from the dresses, but in the black, and putting it on the back of the shoes. Like the sock liner, having this be in a pop color.
So this
She
whole
wants
thing is gonna be a pop color?
Yes.
What pop color do you have in mind?
like a blood red, like something very passionate.
Blood red? You sure about it?
Basilios did not like the red, but it's gonna be in there anyway. I don't care. I think it's gonna be good. I think she's gonna like it.
My artist at work. Okay, I need to sit because I'm not 20 anymore.
Okay. Instead of her dress, which is 90% ivory and 10% black, I was gonna do the opposite.
One trend I read up on is a bride will invest in a black shoe, so that way they can wear it during their wedding and they can still wear it after their wedding. And I'm gonna carve on the bottom of the front of the shoe, Elizabeth and Carlos. 11,
mean the
11,
sole?
11. Yeah.
Or can I make a
Elizabeth and Juan
suggestion?
Or something.
Why not carve this here?
Yeah, I could do it.
It's a lot
Somewhere in
better.
the sole, yeah. Somewhere where you can see it. I definitely will take his critique into account. It's an important decision.
All right, good. So I want to see the artwork.
I did kind of have an idea of what I want to do for this challenge, just because I want to keep it something really simple and elegant and romantic. This is gonna drape over the very front of the toe
Got it.
to the back. And then she wants to do a lot of dancing, so I'm gonna put a
Lovely.
T-strap on
To
top.
keep her
to
in
keep
here
her
and tight.
foot in.
Does she like a little glimmer and glitter?
She described her style as very romantic. I am really excited that it is Vera Wang. Her work is iconic. I'm pretty confident because I think the shoe that I'm gonna bring to the challenge is gonna be something that kind of reflects her style.
I want to do black shoe.
Okay.
I just hate white shoes with a passion.
I'm the judge, okay? I'm saying, and I'm gonna be, who the hell would wear a black shoe on their wedding day? And you're gonna say,
I would. I got really like dead set on doing a black wedding shoe, which I think would be awesome, but like especially since they're very like traditional Catholic family, like I don't know how they'd feel with a black wedding shoe.
so where do you start this so that it wraps around and then knots?
There's a back seam in the back of the heel right here.
A seam in the back of the heel? Wow. They're definitely stepping up to the challenge. I see it, I feel it, and I'm sure that once they start to present, that the judges will see it also.
Surprise, surprise.
I'm Elizabeth.
Hi, Vasilios. I heard
to
nice
meet
things
you.
about you.
Oh, great. What have you guys been working on?
I was not expecting to see Elizabeth at all. The sculptural piece around the back, like have it start like at the waistline of the heel here and come around and like sculpt around your foot.
Matthews is really interesting. I think that he could come and surprise me with something fabulous, but I'm not sure how he's going to construct this whole thing in the back heel.
It was basically, this would be like black satins, and then this is a chiffon that kind of goes like up across and then ties in the back.
Kina's, I like the idea of incorporating the black onto the shoe, but I have a concern that it might be a little bit overwhelming.
Since you want to dance a lot, I wanted to do an ankle strap to hold your ankle in.
Rachel's is nice, but I've seen it before in bridal shoes.
What do you think of these sketches?
I think you kind of figured out what my personal style was in terms of how I want to look as a bride, and I think that it's definitely translating into your drawings. So far, I definitely like Shannon's the best. I think that she nailed it with the asymmetry of the shoe. I love the touch of black.
My chances today are pretty good. I put a lot of hard work and dedication into it and a lot of long, sleepless nights.
I spent about 6 hours making the shoe only to rip it apart and start completely over again. So it's been a little bit of a nightmare.
My shoe came out very well. I'm very happy with it. I think it looks good. I think it's what she's looking for, so I'm very confident for my presentation.
I am a little bit more nervous than the other challenges because I haven't seen anyone else's stuff yet.
Welcome, contestants, and congratulations on making it to the next step. As you know, you're competing for the grand prize, a design job with Brown Shoe. Here are your judges. Our very own Michael Atmore, Editorial Director of Footwear News.
In this challenge, with Vera Wang in front of them, hopefully they'll present work that is really miles above what we've seen.
Our very special guest judge, designer Vera Wang, a Brown Shoe partner on her Lavender label.
I'm always looking for talent that's very creative, but with a touch of the practical.
And our bride-to-be, Elizabeth Aguilar.
I'm expecting to see today great work, hopefully samples that reflect the sketches.
Matthew, as the winner of the last challenge, you get to pick the order of today's presentations.
I would like to go first, then followed by Keena, Rachel, and then Shannon.
Your time starts now.
I decided to go with a Dorsey pump made out of ivory calfskin to match the dress, but also bringing in the black detail that she has on the rear of the dress. I did a black sock liner with a red pinstripe detail matching the red detail that's also here on the side of the shoe, giving it a little modern pop. She said that she plans on being in the shoe all day long. I wanted to make sure that it was something that would be comfortable. So that's why I decided to go with a half Dorsey, so that the shoe is open and still sexy, but having it closed on the medial side of the shoe, that it would still keep the foot on while she's dancing and walking around. I wanted to make a customized outsole for this, with having her husband and her name, Juan and Elizabeth, and then 11-11-11, which is the day she's getting married.
Why a closed toe? The closed toe for me feels a tad more conservative, and she's a really young, hot bride.
I went with a closed toe to keep the traditional wedding pump, but why I did also agree with you, having an open shoe is sexy. It still comes down where you would still see a little toe cleavage, but it's not a completely open shoe.
Hey Matthew, tell me why you went with a very literal color interpretation.
She picked this dress out of all the other ones she tried on, which I'm sure there was plenty of them. And I really wanted to translate the details that were in the dress that she loved into the shoe.
Interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Keena, you're up.
Getting to know you, I could tell that you're not a commercial bride. So I wanted to design a bridal shoe that was not commercial at all. I put the white aside and I put the silvers aside. I stepped out and did the all black. It's kind of like a peep toe, but it's like a keyhole in the center here. And it's kind of like, representing like the, key to your love kind of marriage. There's this chiffon that ties up the back and it like wraps around the ankle, so it's really, really sexy. There's an extra padding in the toe and in the heel, and the whole lining is all suede, so there's no like rubbing of the blisters or anything like the back of your heel, which drives me insane when you have to wear shoes that long. Underneath here, there's a little like customized detailing with your date of your wedding right here.
So you saw no need to fix something underneath and stretch or something that would hold the shoe together.
This is more so decorative, but it comes like across like here. So it holds your foot like in place.
When you shared your sketch with me, I believe the shoe itself was going to be ivory.
Vasilios, when we were talking, he was trying to convince me to go in a different direction, and I was going to, but I couldn't get the shoe out of my head.
So Keena, black was the first choice?
Yeah, when I first thought about it, and then when I talked to Vasilios about it, he was like, I don't know, like that's really like stepping like outside of like the realm of wedding shoes.
Thank you, Keena.
Thank you.
Rachel, your time starts now.
I would like to invite you to see the Elizabeth shoe. You said you were going to be doing a lot of dancing, so I want to include an ankle strap, but because every detail matters, I want to include a Swarovski crystal rhinestone buckle. I want to make sure that your foot was really comfortable. So I included a gel insert bottom that covers the entire foot so your foot's cushioned and padded the entire way. And I was really, really inspired by your dress itself to include that kind of netted mesh and have this pretty beading. I also put Elizabeth and Juan's initials on the very bottom.
Did any of the other contestants know that Elizabeth wanted an open-toe shoe and an only 3-inch heel?
We all got to ask our own questions, and that's kind of something I asked.
And that's the special box that goes with the shoe?
I tried to puff up the top so it was almost like a jewelry box, so it was like really something special that you could always have it.
Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you.
Shannon, your time begins now.
I actually started doing like overlays to see how like it would look while you're walking up staircases, or how it would look when you're dancing and shuffling your feet. So I wanted to create a dorse pump that was also slightly asymmetrical. And I also wanted to give a small part of me. I'm very talented in hand sewing, so I cut out all the lace by hand and hand stitched it. And I also embroidered on the inside your dates of your wedding in tonals. I inserted a non-slip grip to the bottom of the insole, and through that you can see the Puerto Rico flower. You said you hadn't have any blue yet, so I wanted to make the lining blue. I created the platform out of cloud, so it's cushiony.
In your sketch was just the lace, you had it just along the back of the heel, and in your sample it's wrapping all the way around.
The original sketch, it was similar to this, but the lace that I had found was a little bit bigger. Because it's hand done, I had to like cut it out, and that's kind of how it organically came onto the shoe.
And you went with something a little bit lighter than the dress.
Unfortunately, I didn't get a swatch of the dress. We weren't allowed to cut it, so I tried to.
I can imagine you weren't.
So unfortunately, I tried to match it to the best of my ability. But if this was going to really be made, hopefully I would have, gotten a swatch and I would have matched it perfectly.
So the desire is a perfect match. Okay. Welcome back.
I think my biggest concern was with Keena's shoe.
It's a little bit heavy.
Yes, it is. And I'm not sure how that technically, from a design point of view, is going to work.
Are we ready to make our decision?
I think we are.
The person taking the last step is...
This episode was sponsored by Vera Wang Lavender, a brown shoe brand.